Good evening. It's being 4/28/22. This is the Acushnet Planning Board. Is there a motion to open the meeting?
I make a motion to open the meeting.
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. With that, be kind enough to introduce yourself, starting out with you, Doug.
Doug Pimentel, Town Planner.
Mark Francois, member.
Dave DeVignan, member.
Brian DeChamps, member.
Mark Centerizio. With that, we're going to go into a public hearing. This meeting is being held in accordance with Chapter 41, Section 81T. Is there a motion to go into a public hearing for Bradford Street?
I make a motion to go into a public meeting for Bradford Street.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. You want me to read this article, Doug, or you want to read it?
Oh, I can read it.
Go right ahead.
So the article is to see if the town will vote to amend the town of Acushnet's official zoning map by rezoning a parcel of land identified in assessor's map records as map 15, lots 482 and 534 from the residential A zoning district to the residential village zoning district, or take any other action thereto. The main purpose of this is these two parcels of land already have pre-existing water and sewer connects. The town needs new growth. It would create an additional 10 to 13 buildable lots depending on what the wetland situation looks like out there. Once any future development goes through Conservation Commission. The reason for the residential village district being created in the first place was because all those parcels were connected to water and sewer. So it just seems to make sense to continue.
As in all public hearings, what we do is we have the board ask the questions first, and if there's anybody in the public, we ask the public to ask any questions and go from there. With that, gentlemen on the board, is there any questions?
I just would like to make a statement that I'm in favor of any zoning that creates growth throughout the town. I think we need to get more creative, more creative growth wherever we can. And I'm in favor of not only this article, but I think in the future we ought to look at 43 and 534A and just see if that can be done as well. Maybe there's wetlands, maybe there's not, but this is like on the fringe of, was it the business village district? Is that what we're looking for?
This is right on the fringe of the
residential village district.
And then it also abuts the easement in the quarry.
Right, so anything that's on the fringe to me makes sense to change the zoning, especially since the whole neighborhood is zoned like that.
I guess down in that area, it's just, there's a little bit of ledge here and there.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Gentlemen, anybody else on the board? Anybody in the audience like to talk, pro, con, anything? Nope. Gentlemen, is there a motion to accept this as read and bring it on to the town floor as an article? We don't have an article number on this yet?
We do. They're currently finalizing the article.
Okay.
We still have to hold another public hearing next week on this before town meeting.
There will be another meeting held May 5th. It'll be at the Council of Aging, I believe.
Yes.
Because we have to have 2 of these public hearings for this particular one.
For the zoning, for a zoning article coming from the planning board, correct?
And on these, it's the minimum lot area is 10,000 square foot, minimum frontage 100, front, rear setbacks are 20 feet each, sides 10, width is 100 feet, lot depth is 80 feet. Correct?
Those are the standards I had gotten from the residential village.
With that, gentlemen, anything else? Make a motion?
Motion to continue to
Continuation to May 5th.
May 5th.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
With that, thank you folks. We'll bring that up on May 5th. There'll be a town meeting on May 9th. And this has to go in front of town meeting, correct?
This will be a
2/3 vote or just a?
This will be a 2/3 vote.
Okay. Is there a motion to go out of the public hearing and go back into regular session?
I make a motion to go out of public hearing and go into a regular session.
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Mr. Chairman, I just have a question.
Yes, sir. Just state your name, please, sir.
Paul Trahan. Will this be prior to the soil? Will it be first on the agenda? Next week, next week?
Doug, do you have
This will be before the soil bylaw next week, so the citizens petition is gonna be at 7:30. I'm having Bradford Street and the solar moratorium be the first two at 6:30, so we can address
So
those.
this will be at 6:30.
This will be at 6:30.
We're good, right?
Yep.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yep.
So if you really think we're gonna need an hour for have a lot of down?
I know.
Why don't you say 7? Or is it already
You
out?
already put it in
It's
the
already
paper.
advertised.
With that, continuing on, we have another article for large-scale ground-mounted solar. Is there a motion to go from regular hearing into public hearing for large-scale ground-mounted solar?
I make a motion to go into public meeting? No, into,
From regular meeting
from
into
regular
public
meeting
hearing.
to public hearing for ground mounted solar.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is being held in accordance with Chapter 41, Section 81T. You want to read it, Doug, or you want me to read it?
I can read it.
Okay.
So large-scale ground-mounted solar for installations, to see if the town will vote to amend the zoning bylaws to add a new section, temporary moratorium on the sitting of large-scale ground-mounted solar photovoltaic installations as follows, or act in relation thereto. So this pretty much is addressing the fact that Acushnet has 19 approved solar installations as it stands. This would put in a 180-day solar moratorium for the planning board to act and present the town with a bylaw.
As always, the board gets asked the questions, and then if there's anybody in the public audience, they get asked any questions or statements. Gentlemen of the board, any questions?
I have a bunch of questions.
Okay.
Some of them are easy. We have 19 approved. How many are actually installed?
5, I think.
Did it?
That's it.
Yes, give or take. I'd have
Three
to.
over.
We have the 3 over there.
Three
There's the
roads.
one.
The first one way up North Main off the
Yep.
left.
Yes,
Where the hand
there's
was.
one 1209 Main Street.
That's a little one.
Little one. Yep.
There's 6 of them, then there's the one on Middle Road.
We have 2 that their permits just expired. So they're gonna be petitioning the board.
That's
prior.
355 Main, 355 and 550 Main, the golf course, and Lefties,
Yep.
Westgate.
So
The third time.
the next
Huh?
question is that how, if town meeting approves this, how does that impact somebody that had one approved but it's not no
I
longer?
think it's pre-existing.
That I'm gonna have to follow up with town council on. We had another question actually earlier in the day about that in terms of the upland circle. So it depends on the lot and what's being built. I know there's a 5-year grandfathering. I'm not 100% on how that would affect already approved projects. So I'd have to look into that a little bit more.
I'm sure anything's approved until the time that permit runs out, but I'm just.
We've already renewed both of these twice, I think.
Yeah,
And it's just, I believe, because they don't have permission to hook into
They don't get the
Eversource.
interconnect yet.
okay,
So Eversource is what's holding them up.
Mhm.
right, so when their permits expire, if it's during the moratorium, they're gonna have to wait it out, right? So,
Well, I don't think so, but we'll have to check with the lawyers. I mean, if
I just
they
wanna make sure we're clear
keep
on.
continuing the permit, we continued it a couple times already.
So it ultimately depends. So if they've already pulled or approached the building department to get their building permit to build that, then they're all set. They're grandfathered in. I believe if the solar moratorium goes into effect prior to that and their permit runs out, then they will have to come back after the 180 days and petition the planning board under the new bylaw.
Okay, and what are we gonna do, what's our plan?
So I've already started to identify surrounding towns and other towns around Massachusetts in terms of what they've been doing and what they've required for screening. So once I have some set language in place, I'm planning on presenting it at one of the planning board meetings
Okay.
for the board's review.
Okay.
Basically, some kind of a set list of things that have to be done kind of thing. Because we can't deny.
Can't deny it.
No,
Listen,
we
we
already
can't-
have 21 things they have to do, if you look into that list.
And we can add more, we can
Yeah,
add more
no,
to that.
I understand, I'm just saying, we do have a list of things they have to
Okay.
do. Just because they don't do them doesn't mean,
That we don't have it.
right.
Yeah, some towns have, like setbacks off of roads. So
Yeah,
Some
it's all kinds
significant
of things just so you
setbacks.
don't see it more.
Yes.
And it doesn't, and the neighbors can't see even in the wintertime, stuff like that.
Yes.
I think, and one of the best ones is we'll probably go to like a 10-foot berm, period.
Yeah, they did that in Rochester, North Ave.
With no plantings, just a 10-foot berm.
Well,
it's done.
you can ask for
Definitely.
plantings too, to sort of hide the berm. but-
Yes, there's things we can do, and there's a lot of creative things that are being proposed now in terms of solar fields that I want to get in front of the board and present. So
I almost think it's, the town it would be beneficial to the people who abut some of these things if the permits expire, and they have to reapply, and then there are a new set of regs,
yes,
a couple of people.
Well, all these we walked through already once, did a walkabout, walked through them all. So we'll have to see, it all depends on what the lawyers say, I believe.
I do think this
With
is.
that, is there anybody in the audience that would like to say anything? Any other questions, John?
Cut to it.
I was waiting for that. I support it.
Yeah, I support it.
That makes sense though.
The
With
the
that-
few that we've sat through,
Yeah, yeah.
there's been a lot of differences. You know what I mean? This one had to do it, but this one didn't have to do it. There's been
Yeah.
a lot of, so I'm definitely for, making it more.
Creating something concrete. black
Yeah,
and white.
something black
Yeah.
and white. This is
Yeah.
what it is,
Yeah.
done deal.
With that, is there a motion to continue this in the public hearing till May 5th at 6:30 PM at the Council of Aging?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. With that, we go out of public hearing and back into regular meeting. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to go out of public hearing back to a regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
With that, Doug, you have anything else you'd like to say?
Not at the moment. I think we're pretty good.
With
We'll
that-
have a meeting next week.
We will be having a public hearing at the Council of Aging next week at 6:30 for these two articles and at 7:30 for the soil article, correct?
Will the soil article, will the soil agent be there?
The soil agents, the selectmen.
Yeah, the board.
Huh?
The board, is Pat Hannon the agent?
I believe so.
Will he be there to answer questions or?
Yes.
Any other business? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. We'll see you May 5th, folks, at 6:30 PM at the Council of Aging. Thank you.